Ebusia mami Emma Wakwaba Embra ye Chono Yiso aha the talking point. Political stories are trying to make headlines. Jembre na EDB exumo. Onia with ongoing a year security recruitment saga bruhaha no. Onia yenuanom a year MPP for be a describing an access Ponzi scheme. Na a year Felix Ofosu Kwache ajemre abra obuyin chumu jintia entisa. Na we ni free wa wasa a breaking news be edi amayen. Wase saa asem we see eya asem a omampan afa ne serious pa enya asem kotoa. The sentinel say ofri amano ne ba me no ka say the omampan eni Ghana ha o Korea na obo ade de ni bedru oman mu asumdwem dia enie obefre eye Minister for Interior na waba na one no enya enkutamudi afa ho. Onia yemu enwura nsem no abra Felix Ofosu Kwache ejemre na oboyin trip.
Yes, Mr. Kwache Ofosu.
Okay. So let me say that this is a matter that government takes seriously. Let me disclose that the president also takes it very seriously. So he has in fact summoned the Interior Minister to a meeting first on his return from South Korea to discuss this particular matter.
Wow.
Let me stress also that in terms of the monies paid, they are not paid for purposes of making profits for the organizations. It's a long-standing arrangement, as Kofi himself admitted. It's not like a new introduction. It is just that in recent times, because of the increase in numbers, it has also placed a certain financial burden on the institution in terms of management of the process. So the monies are meant to manage the process. Because if you are dealing with 340,000 people, in the past you could do it manually if you had about 1,000 or 1,500 people.
Yeah.
But now it has to be automated. Somebody has to provide that service. It's not something that government owns.
True.
I know that in the recent engagements made, the Interior Ministry has made arrangements to own the system now, so that they can deploy it as and when it's necessary. If you are going for medicals, the medical items that are bought and all that have to be paid for. And these already are institutions that are hard pressed for finances. They are stretched. So some arrangement has been put in place to finance the process. But I am full of empathy for those who have been unsuccessful. Regrettably, because of the limited numbers, there was always going to be a situation where significant numbers of people will be disappointed. The disappointment is natural, especially in an environment where unemployment is high. The Ghana Social Service says that unemployment has dipped slightly. They say it's around 12.6 now. Just before we came to it was almost 14%. But it is still unacceptably high. And something urgent must be done about it. Some have questioned why, if you have only 5,000 slots, you don't limit applications. But you see, that would be unfair and unjust ab initio. It means that you will be cutting out others. So the process where everybody is given the opportunity to justify their inclusion for me is the best. Because if you say, okay, I have 5,000 slots, so I'm limiting applications to say 20,000. There's no guarantee that even all 20,000 will be able to meet your requirements. It is entirely possible that 20,000 may apply, none of them will meet your requirements, especially when it comes to medicals, because they are very strict. That one, there's no compromise. You understand the point I'm making? So if you open it up for every Ghanaian youth who is interested in serving his country, the security agencies to apply, I think it's the best. It is fairer, it is more just. It provides an even playing field for everybody to put in his lots and hope that they go through. And let me indicate that this is only the first in the series of recruitments that will happen.
I see.
So there will be opportunity further. I agree that maybe going forward, we should advertise the number of slots available, so that whilst you are applying, you are aware that there's a chance that you may not get because the openings are limited. That is a reform that I will support. So we can say that we've opened up the process, you can apply, but there are 5,000 slots. So you know from the start that there's a likelihood that you may not because of the numbers.
Right.
But the process is fair. There's no effort to discriminate against anybody along partisan or socio-cultural lines. It is important that the very best emerge from the process, because these are men and women who are going to serve in our security agencies. You need your very best in these agencies because of the sheer amount of stress and duress they come under. You need people who can withstand those pressures and serve the nation to the best of their ability. But beyond all of this is a larger issue of unemployment. Because there are many who are motivated by just the opportunity to serve. You indicated that there are people who actually are already in some employment, but they feel that this avenue offers better opportunities. And so they will leave where they are currently to go in there. If they were more gainfully employed than what they would ever get serving the country in those capacities, they wouldn't do that. So it means that we have to take the issue of unemployment very seriously. That is why government is rolling out a number of programs. 1 million coders has been mentioned. It's a process that is ongoing. Indeed, very soon it will be rolled out en masse. A pilot has been done. Nearly 900 people were retained on it. It's proven very successful. So this year it is being expanded. I know, for instance, that in the Abra Sebu Kamakes conference, for instance, the CIC at Abakrampa will be put in shape, and people will be given the opportunity to partake in this program. Already, some effort is going on to train those who will do the training for others. The 24-hour economy is very much on course. A secretariat has been set up to coordinate. You see, it's a multi-sectorial activity. It's not just one sector. So you can't say one ministry should handle. So you need a coordinating body. That is what the secretariat does. And it comes with incentives and other programs to enable all those who want to participate, both in the public and private sector. But it will be a largely private sector-driven activity, because that's where the bulk of economic activity takes place in this country. And indeed, very soon, the coordinator or the presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, Mr. Guzitano, will give a public briefing on this to shed light. Government has a program to put 100,000 acres of palm plantation in place.
Okay.
Yes, and it is to boost palm production and boost economic activity. But in the process of doing so, hundreds of thousands of Ghanaian youths will be engaged. Indeed, my understanding is that for every acre, you need about 3 people to work on. So even if conservatively, you get 100,000 people involved in that activity, it's a significant dent in the unemployment sector. We have what we call the National Apprenticeship Program. And recently, in the past year, 10,000 youth have been enrolled. This year, we expect similar numbers. But it will be rolled out, scaled up to 100,000 a year, so that those who feel that they are not too enthused about white-collar jobs, but are more adept at using their hands and tools to create economic value, will also have opportunity to go there. Beyond directly engaging the youth, there's also what we call the Jumera, which essentially helps entrepreneurs to set up their own business so that they can employ their contemporaries who are unemployed. So a lot is happening to tackle employment. And then the private sector is also doing a lot. Indeed, the Ghana Service indicates that hundreds of thousands of jobs have been created in the last few quarters. The situation also is that because of the improved economic environment and the ease with which businesses can now borrow, the chances are that they will expand their operations and scope and be able to take more. Even in the informal sector, because that's where the bulk of employment occurs. Once they have access to credit, the Women's Development Bank is also something that government is rolling out to give women opportunity to access credit, to set up small businesses, and they can engage 1 or 2 people to help them. So the problem goes beyond just...
We did not advertise it.
Very quickly, last night, a young lady sent me a message for you.
Okay.
He said, please, Kofi, my question to Honorable Felix. When will you issue a communique to institutions that have wrongfully terminated appointments, instructing them to reinstate the affected individual?
That instruction has already gone out.
Okay. Well, she was...
Gentlemen, thank you. There's an issue. We got a
yes.
swell of messages regarding an issue we did not advertise, but it is important that we talk about. Okay, that's the fuel price, projected fuel price increases. Almost 16% for petrol, about 17% for diesel. Thankfully, we have Dr. Patrick Ofori. It took quite some time to join us out of his busy schedule. We just had to reach him this morning. He is the CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, a critical stakeholder in this whole architecture of pricing petrol products at the pumps. What has influenced this projection of almost 16 percentage point increase in the price of petrol from Monday, and then almost 17% for diesel? What's happening?
Good morning, viewers.
Thank you so much for joining us.
The reality is that I just have some numbers here that I will share. So normally, if you really appreciate how petroleum or those commodities are traded. You either take a position, what we term as maybe a spot position that you are looking at the day that you are concluding the transaction with the international oil company, that this is the price that I want to buy for today.
Right.
There are others who also take positions that says, well, the window average, using maybe a 2 weeks or a 1 week window average. So let me give you a typical instance. So if you pick a window average for the past week, PMS window average at the international prices has gone over 1,021.
I see. What's the PMS?
So, okay, sorry. Petrol.
Yes.
Okay.
Petrol has moved, the average has moved from, normally from the previous windows, it was around 600 or so. That alone has gone to about 816 dollars per ton. And then you check AGU, what we refer to as the diesel, has increased significantly from around 700 and is currently 1,021 dollars per ton. And as you may have even indicated, you have indicated on your screen.
Yes, a crude oil price
check
on the world.
January, how the crude oil price started.
Yeah.
In 2026.
2026
that
from
was,
$60.
That was $60.
Now
As at yesterday, it was 103. And unfortunately, we operate in a market that, or our sector, or anywhere in the world, there is not a single company, not even the BPs and the shares, that want to always take the risk of locking in those prices at any point in time. What we normally refer to as maybe the hedging or taking a position and knowing that. So you check from upstream, any oil field coming down, because of the risk involved, they all want to spread it.
I see.
So either you have even one field and you have, like you in Ghana, for instance, you have ENI, Vitor, and these are all big, and then others on sharing the cost. In the same vein, they also use the financial institutions to finance most of these transactions.
I see. And is this projected increase primarily as a result of what is happening between Iran, the United States, and Israel on the other side?
Clearly, that is the major. That is a major cause, because you check all the vessels that are locked up within the Gulf region. Are there? Nobody is coming. Insurance has increased tremendously. Insurance cost has really increased. Even vessels coming to Ghana that traditionally they would have taken about $60,000 on insurance are now quoting around 1.7 million. 1.7 million. Yeah, going to Australia has gone over $60 million. Other insurance companies have even issued a fact. No, we are not insuring anything heading towards those potential areas.
Wow.
So clearly, that tension has impacted. And also, I've heard other people saying, why is it that we don't have a reserve, a storage, and other things? You don't have the capital to do that. And I will never recommend even any state entity to do that. Yes, I will not recommend that. So can you imagine Boss took a position and brought in a product that was even, when it got to 103, or even when it got to 98, he took that position, and within a matter of days, it has come down to 83.9. You've lost almost $10 per each transaction. And you also check, in 2022, what actually nearly erased most of the BDCs was this position. When it started, there was all this panic, and then we were being forced to take a position. And yesterday, it was more or less a signal that we sent to our members somewhere last week that when any IOTC puts pressure on you to take a position, you need to wait and see.
I see.
Because it could still come down, it could still go up. So
this 16% is actually a modest increase you are giving to us. It could have gone up.
Frankly speaking, this 16-17%, in actual sense, you look at the numbers, it should have been about 38 for AGO, diesel.
Wow.
You look at the numbers, and this is as a result of...
So who's footing the difference?
So what we've done is, there were some of them who had already taking position on some parcels that were already in.
I see.
So they have averaged things out. And I need to use this to also commend the Minister of Energy and Minister of Finance. During the engagement around, I think one of the days was even as early as 6 a.m. We had the ministry. We need to do the spreadsheet for us to look at it.
If you round up for me quickly.
The numbers that we have here, you will see that BDC margins 0.
You are not.
Nobody, as collectively, the top BDCs, when we met the minister, we decided that for this window, everybody is putting on 0, with the exception of the port and the discharge charges and the storage charges, that and the rack charges, that those monies are not coming to us.
I see.
But it's going to other institutions that you need to pay them, those who run the storage facilities and other institutions like that.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate you really coming to give us some clarity as to why this almost 16% increase in petrol and about 17% increase in diesel. We would have to have this conversation again. Because next week he's coming because this is going to be, when fuel prices go up, it affects almost everything on the market. So, Doc, thank you for coming through quickly. We have a date.
So let me just explain
what stock. The stock is there.
The issue with the petroleum product, you may have them in stock, but because you have not closed, when you bring in the product, you are supposed to take a position on it.
Thank you. Right.
When we say take a position, you are supposed to agree the pricing terms. But normally, because of the situation that we find ourselves in, everybody try to do the wait and see, and then wait till the window average comes in. Because other than that, you may not be able to offload your product, because when the price goes down and somebody closes a deal that day, the rest of the Total and the shares will pick their product, and you still have yours.
Thank you.
You lose out.
Thank you very much. Dr. Patrick Ofori is CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors. And as I indicated, we didn't advertise. He had to quickly come in to explain, because a number of you had sent us messages to that effect. Prices of petrol, diesel goes up on Monday. And this is a modest increase of 16 to 17%. On behalf of the rest of the team, we do appreciate your company. Let's take a look.
Can only bring in 2,500 more police officers. 2,500. I mean, other ranks, and then 500 cadets. So when you put that, that's just about 3,000. Meanwhile, we have 130,000 that are opting to join the police. With the Ghana Immigration Service, by the time we closed the portal to our utmost shock, there were more applicants to the Ghana Immigration Service than even the Ghana Police. The total of over 180,000 young men wanted to join the Ghana Immigration Service. But the interesting thing is that today, the Ghana Immigration Service, the strength from the Comptroller General to the last officer at immigration stands as 18,300, less than 20,000. Yet you have 180,000 opting to join. And unfortunately, because of the space, the fiscal space, we could only have a space for 1,000. We could have space for only 1,000. When you come to Ghana Fire Service, by the time the portal closed, there were 124,000 applicants. 124,000 applicants for Ghana National Fire Service. Meanwhile, the current National Fire Service, from the chief fire officer to the last officer, they are just about 17,000 plus.
This is what Muntaka Mohammed was talking about. Police, immigration, fire service, prisons. 500,000 applications. What that means is that it's not 500,000 applicants. I think that explanation was given. That is actually about 340,000 thereabout. There are people who apply to multiple
the unique
institutions.
value is 340,000.
348,000, yes. And for just the 5,000 slots across all four. And this is what we have clearly given you an idea of what the Ghana Scout Service gave us in terms of the labor force as we have it and the net jobs. And the concern is the age bracket in terms of the 2 million unemployed persons in the country, a lot of them within that active youthful bracket of 15 to 35 years. And a number of them were the ones who were trying to get into this. There was also persons who are in employment but wanted to change jobs. So we had some information to that effect as well. In the Ghana Police Service, 130,000 applications were received for just 3,000 slots. That's about a little over 2 percentage points people who will enter. Immigration, 180,000 applications received.
We ain't some who will cause or channel so, Mammy and I was so Jim Ray, that's an so body, a dear Dumbi Edomania. Unia, a Basamba room, now your smoke function or so. Shana Swam say a hack say a D talking point.